Hello and welcome to Cornell Cooperative Extension of Ulster County's Coop-Cast. I'm Samantha Ambrosini, your Season 3 host. Today, I'm joined by three special guests here to talk to us about the 4-H National Convention. So if you guys want to go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Sure, I'll go first. Hi, I'm Isabel Harcourt Ramon. I'm 18 years old. I'm from Ulster County, which is Section 19 in New York State, and I've been in 4-H going on 13 years.
Hi, I'm Nicole Fiorentino. I'm the 4-H club educator in Suffolk County on Long Island. I've been working with Cornell Cooperative Extension for about 10 years now, and I've been in my role as a 4-H club educator for the past 3 years. And this was my first year participating in the National 4-H Conference, and it was a wonderful experience.
Melissa Watkins. I'm a 4-H youth development resource educator in Tioga County, New York. I've been with Extension for 12 and a half years, and this is my second time with the National 4-H Conference.
Okay, so then why don't we start with just what is the National Convention?
For me, the National Convention was basically a conference where you get with people like all over the states, and you get to talk about like different topics. So like for my thing, we talked about the grant programs with the national parks, and then we also got to meet with our state senator. So I got to meet with Doug Otto and talk to him about what I've done in 4-H and what like we've done in our section of New York State. And I got to meet like a bunch of new people and hear about a bunch of like different like programs and like other things going on throughout the states and the counties.
So is it a competitive program to participate in?
It's not really competitive, it's more supporting.
I think because Courtney was talking about how it was the first time in a long time Cornell Ulster is being represented.
Yeah, I believe I'm the first person that's done it in a while, because I didn't really know about this program until this year that we brought it up and they put me as a candidate for it. So I went as Ulster County's representative. So I'm pretty sure Ulster County hasn't been in it for a while if I haven't known about it since like last year.
So do you give presentations or do you listen to presentations? What is like the general vibe, I guess?
So it's a little bit of both. So what we did is we got like the people that we signed up for like different things, and I got put into the competitive grants and programs with the national parks. So the people I worked with were from all over the states, and I got to meet a bunch of people who like had like same things with like grants and like agriculture and the grants and the like Latinx and tribal people with the grants, and like how to like get that Haitian diversity program to like help them know like, hey, these are some things you can improve on. This is what we found. And they actually took our presentation and showed it to like their staff to help like improve their like websites and like help it make it easier to get to the programs. And then it wasn't really a presentation, but we like zoomed with our representatives in our sections for our Capitol Hill meetings.
So the opportunity to participate is youth have to apply, as it is considered the premier civic engagement event at the national level for 4-H. It is considered to be, I consider it to be the ultimate Washington experience. Because youth are representing 4-H in this high level, it is an application process that's opened up statewide.
So it's more state-based rather than like county or specific organizations.
Yes. So Izzy joined 5 other youth from throughout New York State in this experience. So there were youth from Suffolk County, Long Island, all the way through the Saratoga Springs area to Tioga County, New York. So really geographically diverse, but it is a state representation opportunity that really is, it's the best, it's really the best of the best representing the best of the best of 4-H.
Wow. So it's really a prestigious opportunity.
Absolutely.
So when was this conference?
It was April 10 through 14.
Okay. And it was on Zoom this year, I'm assuming.
It was on Zoom this year. So typically we are in Washington, carrying out all of these activities, everything from speakers to group work related to presentations like Izzy talked about, to a day on Capitol Hill, as well as some tours and cultural experience in between, while staying at the National 4-H Center in Chevy Chase, Maryland. This year, because of COVID-19, the ultimate Washington experience is the way that a lot of people are experiencing Washington right now, and that is via Zoom.
So how did they supplement those, like the in-person cultural experiences? Did they do anything for that? Or was it kind of just you had the Zoom meeting with your senator?
So we did have the meetings with our elected officials. So the 2 New York senators, and we had 4 appointments with congressional representatives, including a representative from Representative Delgado's office. And in addition to that, there were virtual tours of Washington. There were additional games. We did get an address from the Secretary of Agriculture, as well as some virtual workshops and supplemental activities, and throwing some fun there too.
So Izzy, how were the virtual events? Like, how was your experience with them?
My experience with the virtual events was actually pretty fun. The Secretary of Ag, we actually ended up mentioning him in our presentation to the national park, so that was very interesting. So like when it came time to watch like his speech to all the people that were in the conference, my whole group like blew up the chat section, and he recognized us a little bit. He was like, "Oh, hi," and we were all just like, "Oh my god, he recognized us." It was kind of funny, but the games were pretty fun. What we basically did was we did a bunch of like logo bingo, which was pretty fun. We did that with Charles, and there was a bunch of like jazz hands and a bunch of smiles going around. Everyone found that really fun. Some of the other programs that were there that that like you were able to choose from was origami, making donuts, yoga, and a bunch of other fun things that like got people like, instead of like just meeting after meeting, and like these meetings weren't long either. Like our short meetings were like maybe like an hour to 45 minutes, but like when it came closer to like conference time and like actually putting things together, our meetings had to last to like 3 hours long.
Yeah.
So it gave us the fun helped, and it helped get us to relax and like not be so like stickler about like getting things done.
So it is a program that's focusing on like the experience rather than like necessarily
Yes.
the presentations.
Yes.
Well, of course, the presentations are important too.
Yes, the presentations are important, but it's about making sure it's a good experience so we can get more kids to come back to it next year.
So what would you say your favorite part of it was?
I gotta say my favorite part of it was like just meeting all these new people and like seeing all these people that are like either like similar to me or have like different backgrounds, and like having like a bunch of friends, because like after the conference I became friends with everybody in my group, and I actually ended up, one of the people I became friends with, I actually FaceTime like every night, and we talk on the daily about like everything.
That's awesome. I love making connections.
Yeah.
Are you going to be able to go back next year?
Hopefully, yes.
What was your favorite of the other presentations, would you say?
Of the other presentations, it was kind of like watching like the other kids in like New York State like meet with their senators and like hear their backgrounds and like hear what these senators had to say and like all the other things, like learning about like different people in like the different areas of New York. Because like besides Ulster County and like Orange County and Dutchess, the only other areas I know are like Monroe County up in like Rochester or Syracuse, because I show at the state level also.
So a lot of cultural exchange, I'd say, maybe. How long did you have to prepare for this?
So we started meeting back in like late March, I believe. I forget when our first meeting was. It was late March. I knew it was in March. I just don't remember like the. But it was like late March. We started doing meetings and like planning and like getting everything ready. And then like starting like April 10th is like when everything started to like come together and like we actually got like everything organized and put together for like our presentations.
Is there anything else you guys wanted to talk about with it? Any other details or anything you wanted to mention?
One thing I would like to add, this is a great opportunity for all kids within New York State 4-H and 4-H across the country. Even if you don't have a lot of experience with civic engagement, you don't really know too much about government and all that stuff, it's a great opportunity to get involved and learn about this and learn about the processes of everything within the government, politics and everything. It really helps, round each individual out as and builds character development as they grow up and go through their journey in 4-H. And so as Izzy says, she had such a great experience, and we want more kids to have this experience and go through these processes and events. So definitely, even if you have the slightest interest in learning about government and politics and presenting to federal officials and all this stuff, like look into it next year, get involved. Sorry, look into it, get involved, and just check it out. See what it has to offer, because you might find something that will lead you to your career path, or find something that you're really passionate about.
And to add to what Nicole had to say is that, she's right. Kids with a multitude of sparks and interests can really get a lot out of this. And it's the youth's personal sparks that really come out in places like the presentation, the research, and all of these other facets, and even meeting with those elected officials, because it's those things that they are personally excited about and have learned so much about that are going to shine through as important things to share with those elected officials about their experience in 4-H.
And it's every year in April?
Either March or April. It depends on the year.
And when do the applications generally open?
Sometime either in the fall or right around the first of the year.
Yeah, just to, if anyone's interested, listening, to look out for that.
Yeah, definitely. If anyone's interested, listening, that's interested, reach out to your county 4-H leader, your county 4-H office, and just see what information they have to share, see what their application process is like, and just, see how you can get involved that way.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for talking to me. A little bit of a short interview, but really interesting, really informative. I'm looking forward to posting this one.
Thank you for inviting us. I'm glad Izzy got to share her experience.
Yes, thank you for letting me share this experience and get it out there more to other kids.
Yeah.
Thank you. This is great.
Okay, so that's all for today. Thanks for tuning in. This is Samantha Ambrosini signing off.